Viewers, over the weekend, the Prime Minister flew the Tejas aeroplane. Now, that is a cutting-edge technology-driven fighter plane. And I want to show you those pictures. I don't know why we're not playing those. Those are the pictures, the definitive pictures. Now, when the Prime Minister took off and landed, and he demonstrated through the Indian Air Force the prowess of that plane, guess what, viewers? The opposition had a meltdown. And the opposition came out and said that because Prime Minister Modi has sat in a Tejas, this Tejas will also now start crashing. Much like how, when the Prime Minister went to Narendra Modi Stadium to watch the match, India lost because of him. And this viewer's view is being expressed by that gentleman on your screens, in the middle of your screens, a member of parliament no less, Mr. Santanu Sen. Now, he obviously has put superstition above the prowess, the technological prowess of our own engineers. Listen in.
I am little bit afraid. When Mr. Narendra Modi was very much there in the country, the ISRO failed. When Kankana Ranawat has met with Mr. Narendra Modi, her movie became a super flop. When Virat Kohli shook hands with Narendra Modi, he didn't get century for 3 consecutive years. And finally, after winning 10 consecutive matches in the recently held World Cup, just because our learned Prime Minister went to that stadium, India got defeated in the final. Now, the job has been done by Narendra Modi. I am afraid that in no time, this particular craft gets crashed.
What a thing to wish for, viewers. And this gentleman sits in our parliament. He's a member of our parliament. Can you believe it? And look at the way he's speaking. I mean, this kind of mainstreaming, platforming of superstition, this is not abuse, viewers. This is a very, very primitive way of thinking. This is regressive. This is not scientific at all. And it is the legatees of the Congress which believed in science that are spewing all this bunkum on national TV. Can you believe it, viewers? He takes an oath on our constitution, this gentleman. Now, I want to bring in a pro-TMC voice, Tausif Khan, who supports the TMC quite openly and also is very anti-BJP and Modi. And I want to ask you, Mr. Khan, do you think that this gentleman who sits in our parliament should be saying that this is behove of a parliamentarian, this kind of language? Sir, you are on mute, sir. I think there's something wrong. Yeah.
Yes, Rahul.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
there are 2 aspects to this statement. We cannot forget how India lost the final match and the entire the panauti which was being debated and which was there on the social media. PM was being trolled for that and blamed for the defeat of the Indian team. And then the other aspect is the election. You see, the elections are approaching, and in fact, assembly elections are going. And at this time, what I believe is what Mr. Santanu Sen was trying to say is that Prime Minister dressed up in this, in this Air Force uniform and giving the entire video for the media and for the news, so that it can be aired on the all national and news channel and people will watch him, is just, kind of encashing on some very event which has nothing to do with politics and trying to reap, political benefit out of it by getting the airtime. Now, so long this whole superstition, the idea of superstitious comment is concerned, India is a country which is superstitious. When India was playing, Manjinder team was playing cricket, people were praying in mosque and temple and churches for the Indian team's win in the final World Cup. Would you not call that superstition? when Indian Home Minister inducted Rafael in Indian Air Defense, he was seen, Rajnath Singh was seen performing the puja. Was that not out of superstition? So, to what extent we can sit here and try to bring some scientific, we can just debate that okay, so it's time that we should give up superstition and then try to be scientific. But we are a country, we are a nation which is superstitious. We have certain set of values. If a black cat crosses our path, we say it is bad omen. We do that. We say that. But that apart, the message that Mr. Santanu Sen was trying to say, to what I feel, is that unnecessarily linking something which has nothing to do.
No, he was not saying that.
Nothing
He
got
says,
to do.
I have a
with the
feeling that
Indian
now the
politics and
Tejas is
gripping.
also going to crash because the bad omen Prime Minister, there is a word, Manus, Prime Minister sat in this jet, so this is also going to crash. That's what he basically said. Now, you can rationalize superstition. I have no problems with you, sir. You can say it's the greatest thing and we should put it above science. And even the prowess, the technical science that has gone into making this Tejas, you can discount that because you see you're superstitious, so ye to girega hi girega. You can say that and I'm okay with it if that's your point of view. I'm only asking viewers, what have we come to? What have we come to? Anyhow, Shadad Punara, would you like to respond? What's the big deal? It's a superstitious country. So what if an MP has said that, the Tejas is going to crash because the Prime Minister sat in it? Deal with it.
I hope Tausif won't interrupt me because I heard him out completely for the last 3 minutes. This is not just about legitimizing and mainstreaming superstition. Rahul, it is taking your Modi virod and hatred to such a level that now you are okay even wishing death upon your own fellow pilots, on the IAF's pilots. This is mainstreaming hatred for Modi to the extent that it transmutates into hatred for India's institutions. Now, I'm not surprised because the TMC in the past has questioned surgical strike, Balakot airstrike. They've said Pulwama is fake. They've given clean chit to Pakistan. They've opposed the BSF jurisdiction extension. They've even abused central forces during the elections. That apart, but taking it to the low where you say that the plane will crash. What happens when the plane crashes? When the plane crashes, India looks bad in the international sea. And Indian Air Force pilots will die because if the plane crashes, one of the conclusions is that the pilots will have a loss of his life perhaps. So you are wishing death upon your own countrymen, upon your own forces, and this is what it has come down to. They hate Modi so much that they want ISRO to fail. They hate Modi so much they want the Indian cricket team to fail. They hate Modi so much they want Indian institutions to fail. They hate Modi so much they want the Indian armed forces and the Indian forces to fail. And today, for the first time, Rahul, what is the biggest definitive thing that you can do to assure people abroad to buy your defense exports? You say that I will take a ride in these planes, it's that safe. When the Prime Minister of this country is giving his own testimony that, look, I trust this plane so much, come buy my planes. From a situation where we used to import planes to a situation where we will now export planes, you have a bunch of people who can't stand Modi, so they will even run down our technical prowess. That's what it has come down to. It's not just about superstition. It is much beyond that. It is about hatred in Indian institutions in the name of hating Modi.
Well, let me tell you, viewers, you've heard both sides. I'm not going to force an opinion down your throat. I'm only going to focus right now on the science that has been resulting in this. Now, it has taken a huge amount of time to get this plane airborne in the manner that you're seeing it. It's a massive, massive landmark. It might be beyond the schedules that and the timelines that we thought we would get this plane in, but it now looks as if it's ready. More than 50% of this plane is developed indigenously. So more than 50% of the technology that's going into this plane is developed indigenously, and therefore it is very important to ensure that this plane, even to the world around us, looks like a capable jet, because it's going to set the platform for our 5th, 6th generation fighter. It's going to give us a deep penetrating ability, and obviously, viewers, we are going to export it. So this is a very critical leap. It will save the country millions and millions and millions of crores. You know how much a Rafale costs. We won't be dependent on it. I'll leave it at this, viewers. I'll leave you to ponder this exchange that you've heard between these two guests.